Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of the Entertainment Offsite. Today, we have the pleasure to count with Brigitta Bruganov, responsible of managing and delivering TV service development and maintenance projects for Elisa Estonia, Adnan Ertuğral, our head of automotive, and Pierre Donat, our CPO and CMO. Welcome, everyone.
Hi, Susanna.
Hello. Hi, Susanna.
So, we were all together in Amsterdam last month in the occasion of IBC 2022. And so we are going to do a little recap for the audience about the event. So in order to do so, we can start, if you want, with a quick round of IBC highlights. What made IBC special for each one of you? Brigitta, as the guest, you can start.
I think that the answer for all of us is the same. It's the people, seeing people again and being able to see your partners, being able to see your industry friends, even hug them. It was amazing. I think that's the biggest part, is that we have all missed people so much. And now that when we were back live with IBC, then I think it gave a sense of normality, because it was something that was happening before, then it was cut off. And now it's back. So it's back to normal again, I think. And seeing how much people have worked and how much they have innovated through the years that we didn't see, it was amazing. That's, I think, the biggest part for me.
Thank you, Brigitta. What about you, Pierre?
Yeah, I think I can confirm it's for us, or for me personally, it was really seeing the people, and I think it was throughout pandemic we have also acquired new customers. We started to work with, we even deployed the solutions together. We had new joiners in the team from marketing, from sales, and I think it was a mini team event with 3SS people, customers, partners, and the big highlight was just that you can just talk on a different level when you're in person. It's not that you need a call on a subject. You're able to talk things about things and learn about new things that you haven't planned to know about or learn from. So this was my personal highlight.
I agree with both of you. It was, for me, I was a new kid on the block, so it was my first IBC. I'm not used to I'm a new starter in this kind of broadcaster and media ecosystem. So from my point of view, it was good to see that we could come back to the new normal. So it means giving hugs or say hi's, and long time no see. It was good and impressive event to meet people again in person. It's almost my personal attitude to meet. Not only by calls, it's more to meet them on the table with the beer in hand and to talk about what's going on. It's not talking about always only about commercial stuff. It's also about the personal view about the markets and the ecosystem. And it was quite a learning curve for me to meet all together.
Yeah, thank you all. Well, maybe the audience know about this, maybe not, but it was the first time that 3SS had a booth. And Pierre, what can you tell us about the showcases that 3SS displayed at the booth, and what caught everyone's attention the most?
So as you already said, was the first time we had a booth. So we kind of, ended up being like naked on the floor. We are completely visible this time. We always had previously meeting rooms where we could set up specific demos even for the specific meetings. And now we had to decide, okay, what are the main things we would like to share and show? I think we wanted this time to really show our customer solutions, not so much, only the products and the framework that we have that helps you to build and scale and deploy the solutions, but more actually what is the end result of what we do. So we showed Elisa, our joint deployment on all the devices. We showed many other solutions as well. But we had the first time also referencing our new smart TV apps, the new Apple TV apps that we built, our Roku client. We showcased a new concept on Meta Quest 2, so how we imagine entertainment experience in virtual reality, which was also perceived very, very, very nicely. And we showcased automotive very first time. So we had a Polestar outside with our C-Ready automotive application in it, and that caught a lot of attention by the people. But to be honest, I think there are also pictures of groups with more than 20, 25 people looking at one screen, and it was the control center. This was the main showcase because at the end, we are having already proven over the years that we can design, develop, and also deploy great entertainment experiences on any device. But it seems like, and it is why we also built Control Center, is it now also much more about how you manage the service on a daily basis, how efficient that is, how you make sure that the content is relevant that you promote, how you can upsell and engage with your users. And this is the answer to that is the Control Center. So that's why a lot of attention was on the Control Center.
Yeah, I agree. And about the Polestar car, we're going to talk about later, Adnan. But what were then the biggest takeouts industry-wise of IBC 2022? Brigitta.
I think that one thing that we all could see that the TV is still thriving and it's still blossoming and it's not dead, as Gary Vee recently told in Cannes. So we can sleep restfully at night and know that TV is not dying and it's not going to die anytime soon. What I was excited about was that if we compare it to last year's, then we could see now more and more how relevant is content discovery. And if you want to be the best, you can't look past it anymore. So I think that's something that I was especially excited about because it is one of my favorite topics to talk about and to investigate how to make content more discoverable and how to be the aggregator. So that was one point I was excited to see how many solutions have come out through the last years.
Thank you. Pierre?
I think there are several things that I took away. One was that content is still a differentiator, but it's fading. Everybody seems to be able to partner with almost everybody to get the content. And then I think the UX is one differentiator. This is same learning again that also Brigitta probably made. So you have to differentiate with the experience that you provide to your customer. But I also saw there are now a lot of new ways to differentiate, even by the way you create the devices that you ship to the home. So first time I saw really camera-enabled set-top boxes. And it was announced that some of the bigger operators are also already on that train and launching camera-enabled devices in the home with far-field microphones enabled. And that enables also the seamless watch party or co-watching experiences that we always tried to figure out with our laptops or phones over the pandemic. But now with these new devices, maybe it's much easier because you can just set up this and even talk through your TV or have a video conference call with your friends and relatives. So this was on the device side. And then in general, I really saw that the whole topic of piracy and content protection is really on the rise. So protecting the high and premium content is becoming more and more important because I would say the pirates out there are getting smarter, faster. And of course, it's a threat to our business that we have. And on the one hand, we still have to, so we always have to provide a better experience than the pirates can do. But of course, there must be a price for that. But if everything is now available for free somewhere, hacked or not hacked, it's creating a lot of damage to the starting from the content people who produce the content, that they don't get paid back for all the efforts that they do, to the service providers who create the services to access all the content, and also to us creating the experiences. So I think we all need to look out that we protect this business together, and that it's still valuable for people to create new content, new stories. And if you do this big investment, that it's protected. That's one of the big learnings also for me.
Great insights. Thanks, Pierre. Adnan, now I'm going with you, and I want you to tell a little bit the audience how was having the Polestar car at IBC, and what was so special to bring it there? Was it did it gather a lot of attention? How was it?
Yeah, it was very cool. 3-4 days. Going back one step, maybe talking about the entire strategy within 3SS, going into this kind of automotive ecosystem. It was also powered by Pierre. It's 2 years ago when we decided to see or have a deeper look into automotive business. And after almost 1.5 years, we are now have a world premiere. I have a rear car. Showing our 3 ready and as well as a control center in the back end, showing the entire, the power of 3SS, as well as the full commitment to partnerships with the OEMs, with car manufacturers, and supported by Polestar. We have been now in touch almost 2 years now, and on a very early stage, and the outcome is now really visible. It was on the first, as I mentioned, world premiere at the IBC. Polestar based on Google services, Google Automotive OS service. Automotive OS services is a base layer, giving us the opportunity to show this in the rear car. And it was, this perception was quite impressive. Almost all operators who were at the IBC did join us at the car. We did, I think, about 30 presentations within the car. It's a big number at the end. And somehow we're deeply surprised. And some others are, was expecting this kind of move forward from 3SS. As we see the car as another screen or another device, it's only bridging our performance, what we have in the living room atmosphere, bringing over to the car manufacturers. And this is also, it was a challenging positioning for us because IBC is not a car fair anyway. And but this is also the challenge for us to bridging car manufacturers, the media ecosystem, content partnerships, as well as the entire hardware infrastructure. Was also impressive to see all them together at the IBC. And we have been in the middle. We have been the spider in the net. It was very cool to show all of them what we have developed over the last half year together with Polestar.
I have to say it looked amazing, the car, but as the person that put together the tent and and the weights and a 25-kilo sandbag in the middle of the door. That part was not so fun, I have to say, but then the result was awesome. Good.
Very cool feedback was it was outside. It was not on the booth, and it was outside. Yeah. It was sunny. It is.
Yes.
It was a very good way to get people out of the halls to the sunny presentation outside in the car. So.
Yeah, for sure. Brigitta, talking about this in-car entertainment, what is your opinion on what 3SS is doing regarding in-car entertainment? Did you visit the Polestar car?
Yeah, I think that I did visit it, and what was exciting about it isn't that only it's a real car, and now thinking about how much stuff you had to put up, I feel a bit sorry, but it did look really cool. And what was extra cool about it is that now it's a reality. It's not a futuristic idea or a discussion anymore, or just something like that. It's a real car where you can sit inside and see a demo. And if I look at what 3SS is doing, then I think that, in my opinion, with your experience, in developing entertainment experiences all over the screens, then I think now you should be very well positioned to also take a leading role in car entertainment. So I'm excited to see where you end up with automotive things and only not TV things that we are used to. And also, as Adnan said, is that TVs we have already at home. We are so used to these. We have all the multi-screen apps, but we are all spending now again a lot of time in the cars, especially ones that have children. They, I think, all know the noises from back seats, that they are bored and they don't want to be stuck in traffic. They don't want to be stopped somewhere. So now I think it's a solution that will help also the parents and also the ones without children, is that you have some entertainment when you are on the road. And what I think is that what was interesting for me was that as last weekend I visited Mercedes-Benz Museum, then now when I did put these pictures together, then there I saw how we went from horses and carriages and bikes to first cars to really pretty cars in the 50s, 60s, 70s, to ugliest cars in 80s and 90s, then to already quite fast cars, then to race cars, and then to the midlife crisis supercars or sports cars. And now I think that one day in Mercedes-Benz Museum or the other car museums, we can see that, oh, see, now entertainment came in. So I think we are in the midst of a new break of a history.
Thank you, Brigitta. Moving on from automotive, 3S had many events with customers and partners during the event. And Pierre, I would like you to tell us a little bit what that was about, but also, Pierre and Brigitta, what's the value of those events for the customer intimacy?
So should I start or?
Yeah, you
okay.
you can start telling a little bit what we did there.
Yeah. So I mean, it's no secret, but we decided many years ago that as a company we wanna go far, and you can only do this when you go together. So we basically work everywhere in partnerships, no matter this is with our customers or with any other partner that we co-delivering the solutions to our customers. And we have, on the one hand, already over 100 ecosystem partners that we work with, from set-top box OEMs, middleware providers, metadata, content partners, player analytics, recommendations, you name it. And we have been showcasing with many of those joint solutions even that we can, where we can help our customers to fight churn or to increase engagement and have a better and successful service. And it would be not fair now to mention one or two, but maybe it's a good segue to go to the social media channel and see this countdown that we did. So there were all the partners every day. So if you want to have a look at that. But it was really great to meet all the partners, even though we work in projects. It's sometimes just so much better if they present you their products and solutions face to face, exactly, and we do the same, and then we see, okay, how we can jointly create unique value for our joint customer. This is different than if you do it via Teams. It's different as you transfer slides or try to find a common vision. So this was super, and we did, for example, the joint beach party on Friday with Kaon, Greenstreams, Think Analytics, and Cast Labs. So those I can mention because we did the party together, and it was a big success and a lot of fun. Unfortunately, it was raining, so it was not so much beach party, but it didn't really matter. I think people were in very good mood, and it was a very good start in this whole IBC. But actually on Saturday, we did very first time our in-person operator community event where we invited all of our customers on operator side to join us for half day. We shared our updates from 3SS on the roadmap. We talked about the current challenges in the market. We had great speakers from the operator side, and after we had also a joint dinner together. And I have to say, it really felt great to just talk openly about everything and gather the feedback directly. What can we still improve? What are the real pain points we should target and focus more on? And best was, of course, that you could just, talk about it face to face. There was a lot of discussion next to the presentation. The presentation was just, the opener and share, let's say, the latest updates to everyone. But I think the amazing part was when we just were, in the networking area and then had dinner together. I think maybe Brigitta, from your side, you need to tell better, but I think it was an amazing experience for all of us.
Yeah, I totally agree. When we had before the online versions of operator community events, then it was also, they were really good, but you can't compare talking online to talking people in person and having discussions about how also the other operators have been doing and hearing what someone has done. And we also had couple of discussions about post live, and as with some we went live around the same time, so it was interesting to hear how they have been doing, how we have been doing, what issues or what great outcomes we have had. And I think it's the feeling of having a community that you can reach out to and seeing what others are doing and taking their ideas and sharing your ideas, and that's the exciting part. And if you are part of this community, it's not just an event you go to or just a webinar you listen. It's a community. It's like a real life community. And having that through a partner or someone who develops your services, I think it's a great thing to have. And it was amazing to hear what you are planning to do, and also seeing everyone again. And dinner was a lot of fun, and I think that's the part of the events, is that you see people in real life and with real emotions, and you hear the not official talks, and you can joke about things and also have more serious conversations. So I think that it's creating value to all of us in the community.
I agree. Maybe one word from my side as a rookie at 3SS. It was mirroring back the flavor of the event, of the party at the end. It's also giving back the strong commitment from your partners and into your partners. That's what I see. It's not only talking between the lines with your partners, but also invited them. And from my automotive perspective, it is not a one stop. It will be our base layer for dealing with partners. And IBC was kickoff for my channel, so we will go out for a road show, showing the Polestar on site at the car manufacturer's headquarters. So it means we will do much more events than outside the IBC now. And this is also giving back that we are committed to our partners. If they need us at their headquarters, we will come over and make the party there.
Thank you, Adnan. You mentioned you were a rookie, so this question comes really good into hand, but I'm also going to combine this question a little bit. So the original question is, as a rookie and as their first time at IBC, like mine, what did you think of the event? But also later for Pierre and Brigitta, as you two have come before to the event, did you notice an evolution? Did something change? But let's start with Adnan.
Mm-hmm. Thanks. A rookie for IBC. I worked for a company from Amsterdam, so I was close to the city anyway. But it's good to see as a starter in this broadcaster and media ecosystem, how many partners, or let me see, how many stakeholders, and how deep the value chain in general is to get this TV screen bright. It's to bring content onto the surface to the customer, to the end users. I was impressed by how many of these partners attended at the IBC. That was clearly new to me. From this point, it was I learned I know Amsterdam, but I learned now more and more the entire ecosystem. From Rai, the fairground, it's a cool area, as Brigitta mentioned. Dutch people are always friendly and service orientated, and even if you go via public transport from inner city, go to the Rai, everybody is friendly and really open minded at Amsterdam. That's a full plus for the city in any way. The second part is first time attended. It's my first time to meet some people at 3SS, and it's a pity, half year after my start to meet first time in person people. It was also a plus for this fair, and it was cool to see that we have the new normal coming back. So means meet people in person and talk with them between the lines, not on official e-calls or meeting via Teams. And at the end, it was a kickoff from my point of view for automotive, but it's also a kickoff for the entire business to move closer and to think about how this business will rise and how can be stabilized or how we can present new stuff to the people.
Thank you, Adnan. Brigitta?
I think that after not having so big events, then what was surprising was that how many people there were again. And I remember walking in the first day, and it was like an explosion of people. And for a second, I was like, whoa, so many people. But if we talk about what was different compared to the years before COVID was, in my opinion, that if before it was services that came out during last year, but now it was services that came out during last 3 years or 2 and something years. And I think that was also seen because the amount of new services, the amount of new providers and new devices, and as Pierre mentioned before, the cameras on set-top boxes and all that we maybe hadn't seen before in that scale was now seen. And that was nice to see. I think organization-wise of the floors and everything, I did like that now content and a lot of meetings that I had were almost all in the same hall, or at least halls next to each other, because from last year's I do remember the running of from the furthest hall to the next furthest hall, and now it was super nice to go from the same hall to the same hall and not being lost inside Rai, which was also quite common before. And when I think more, I think it was also not only explosion of people and services, but also meetings and events. And I think everyone tried to have an event, and it did mean that it was colliding a bit inside the schedules.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what I have thought about after IBC.
Sounds good. Pierre?
Yeah, so I think the hall 5 was really compact. So it was all the friends and frenemies in one place. And I think it was great to not run around all the time. Usually 1 minute between the meetings wasn't enough. This time it was. You could really be at the place you had the meeting very fast. And I loved that. It was much more comfortable. And you also met then more people from the same space because IBC is very big, but with the parts you're not so dealing with, let's say, they have been always in between, and then you pass these halls, but they had really nothing to do with your business. And now I had the feeling you met the same people twice, 3, 4, 5 times throughout the days, and it was kind of fun. Sometimes they stopped, and you could just talk quickly, 2 minutes, and then they ran off. So you had also, let's say, a lot of unexpected quick chats and meetings because it's just, more compressed. And overall, I liked the atmosphere. I was a little bit concerned because, I mean, we canceled IBC a couple of times now, and always, I mean, also for you, Susanna, and the marketing team, planning the whole event and then have to say, okay, COVID cannot allow us to do it. It was quite painful in the past, but now actually we had concerns, but when we were there, I didn't see many masks. I think people who felt sick, they wore them to protect others and themselves, of course. But it was really like, I don't want to say like, it was back to normal in this regard. So you could handshake, and it was through that, again, a much more human event. And I think I felt it at the end when I went home that it was again quite exhaustive to have so much human interaction in such a short time, and you're not used to it anymore. If you work so much from home or just have a couple of interactions throughout the day in the office. But I think IBC at Amsterdam is a great place still. I mean, it's a great place to spend the evening also together. There's a lot of variety. But of course, the airport situation was not so cool. Many people had problems to travel back. And I saw voices saying, let's go elsewhere. But I'm not so sure if it's so easy to replace. IBC was always a unique setup. And we kind of got used to it over the years. And now we had like a big reunion. So let's see how much this will evolve. But I think the IBC will figure this out.
Okay, you just spoiled my last questions, actually.
Oh, sorry.
They were actually touching the points that you just had.
But then you just give me in the last questionnaire.
Yeah, we came to the end of the podcast, but the last two questions I wanted to make to all of you. Okay, apart from the airport situation, which can be pointed out by everyone, what would be your personal improvements for the show, and could you imagine IBC being in another city, and if so, which one? But you can still say something, Pierre.
Yeah, I can maybe pick it up. Go ahead, Brigitte.
I think that what IBC should be in Amsterdam. It has been in Amsterdam always, and apart from the airport situation, which could have happened in any other city, because there are still a lot of issues at the airports in some of them. And I do agree that definitely it wasn't good what happened, but we shouldn't move IBC because of that, although we all love other cities inside Europe as well. But we can have other events in other cities and keep IBC where it's supposed to be. And I think we all love Amsterdam because it's a beautiful city, and we have been, this time I think we were really lucky with the weather as well, because I remember from the past we have had also really rainy days. This time I think we didn't have any rain almost. And only thing that I see, which I hope improves, and it's not only connected to IBC, but still in 2022, to see that there are companies that need to advertise their solutions by using women in really tight clothes with their huge logos on them is something that not only I pointed out, but also I saw it pointed out by a lot of other people, is that it's not good to see. No one feels comfortable with that. And there are so many better and bigger solutions that you can do to have great marketing for your product or your company or your service. You don't need to do it that way. I think we should be past that.
Thank you a lot for that answer, Brigitte. I agree 100%.
I can underline this as well. And let's take more cars onto the fair rather than kind of a fashion week. No, it's I would just for my recommendation. It is clearly that we have been at the forefront with our car. So from my point of view, to improve this kind of IBC. Moving closer to the car industry, it is we need to take some more drumming. So we need to bring this message out. It's not only a broadcaster event, also it's kind of a media ecosystem, entertainment fair. It's not only bonded to home screens. That's one messaging a request to the IBC in general to show some more showcases with cars, and that's one task. The other task is maybe it was good to see that we had nice weather, but for the next time I would also see our car on the booth, so we are more committed on the booth to our new plans going to automotive business, and also to show the momentum to other. You mentioned frenemies to our competitors as well. If we gain together a better momentum, why not joining the same event and showing other cars, other solutions, to see where's the next big thing. It is automotive. It is mobility, and another option is that in parallel to that, but it is our internal improvements needed to invite earlier and to bring this event onto the agenda of car manufacturers. It's a must attend because content and in-car entertainment is fully bonded now to IBC.
Thank you, Adnan. Pierre, do you have something to close?
So I can also just say again what Brigitte said. I think we need more creativity to attract and not old models of attraction. I think nobody wants to see this. Nobody is buying more or less, and it's just not anymore. We're not living in this age anymore. We should just pass this and think about how can we still be different to each other. I mean, we have to be honest. In marketing, you always have to be finding something that differentiates, because it's not always easy to compare products side by side or services side by side. You need to have a story. I liked, and this is kudos to the entire marketing team, including you, Susanna, of course, the It's a Match theme. This is very hard to improve for next year because it expresses exactly what we have been trying to do. We have just trying to connect and find the right match in terms of partnership, building something together and have it really as a long-term partnership to success. So this is hard to improve, but I would see also from IBC, and I cannot name prices here, but the internet bandwidth prices are just, 5,000 times more expensive than if I just get my internet in another house as a regular consumer. And it's not fair to the entire industry because it forces many of us to build offline demos or showcase not real stuff because you don't have the connectivity or the reliability of the internet. And we had several outages, which probably have not been noticed, but it caused a lot of stress. So I would hope we live in an age where internet bandwidth is not the problem. And it's, of course, there is business, but it should be done in a way that it enables also everyone to showcase what they have in the real or close to real environment. So that would be my hope for the future.
Thank you,
And
Pierre.
I also have to say that your campaign with It's a Match was really clever and quite genius. And also the candies that you had, they were amazing. Heart-shaped little candies in a bag of It's a Match.
We still have a few of them left.
Ship them to me.
We will. We came to the end. Thanks a lot for this really insightful conversation. I hope you enjoyed it and that you will join us in future episodes of the podcast.
Thank you so much for having us, Susanna.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.